The thoroughbred is a magnificent animal, bred for speed, bred to compete, the sport of kings.
Wow, West Coast has it by 6.
It's the all-new Let's Go Racing from Parks Casino and Racetrack. It's action-packed and fun for the entire family.
3 of them are right together with 1 furlong to go.
Let's Go Racing is brought to you by the Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association. It's fun to see them run.
Welcome to Let's Go Racing. I'm Danny Gibson here with Dick Girardi, and we're coming to you from the Parks Racing third floor studio. On today's show, a Pennsylvania bred wins at Laurel Park, plus plenty of stakes down at Laurel as well, and Oak Lawn Park with the coach having a stellar March. Also, we're going to talk about racing partnerships, because what a great way to get into our industry if you don't know a lot about horses or racing in general. Step in with your toe rather than your whole body.
That's really well said, Danny. You don't have to put up a tremendous amount of money. It's generally a one-time investment you're in, and then you get to follow your horse or horses.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that. Let's get to some Parks racing. It is spring here at Parks. We're having a lot of fun. We're going to talk about Monday's 7th race. This is for our horses. The claiming tag $25,000. A few horses were claimed out of this race. They're going to sprint 6 furlongs, $34,000 purse. Our post-time favorite, it's kind of a co-favorite. Yep. Ego Man, the late money went on Ego Man.
Yep, Ego Man, Kate DeMasi, just solid paper. Just missed winning last time, won the time before.
Ego Man is a check getter. He's a horse that always runs 1, 2, 3. And For the Dreamers is our co-favorite for our friends at Uptown Charlie Brown.
And For the Dreamers has run some really powerhouse races. His good race is better than everybody's race in here.
He absolutely is. Here's the call of our local race of the week.
For the Dreamers has emerged with the lead. He has 3/4 of a length over Ego Man, who bides his time in second. To the outside, Nimble Beast settling into third. Prince Philip biding his time in fourth. That's a gap of 4 to the gray Strike Me Down. Right to his outside is Cumberland Avenue beginning to unroll for his bid, and We Ready trails the field. Quarter went in 21-4, cooking on the front end for the Dreamers. He and Ego Man are slugging it out on the lead. Ego Man just tracking neck behind him in second. For the Dreamers doing all of the heavy lifting. Ego Man right to his outside. Prince Philip being asked to pick up the gear a little bit. He is moving up the rail. There's Nimble Beast the Gray, Strike Me Down, and Cumberland Avenue from off the pace. But it is For the Dreamers. He has the lead at the top of the stretch. Here comes Nimble Beast. He's trying to come up the rail and challenge For the Dreamers. For the Dreamers. Anthony Nunez asking him for more, looking for the wire. It is For the Dreamers. His strides are shortening. Here comes Nimble Beast, but For the Dreamers, 2 on the day for Anthony Nunez and Ed Coletti.
And For the Dreamers, clicking off those fast fractions, and he keeps going. It looks like Ego Man's going to level up and get to him, but nope, the Pennsylvania bred keeps on going.
Yeah, you're right, Dan. He was really good. I mean, under pressure the whole way. That's the kind of situation where a horse often fades. Did not fade, kept going. Ego Man eventually had to settle for third, but a good race for the Dreamers in front.
Yeah, absolutely. The Pennsylvania bred getting the money. Well, we're going to head to our first break, but we have a lot of exciting stuff coming up after this break. One of our trainers wins his very first stakes race down at Laurel Park with the Pennsylvania bred. And we have a nice feature on partnerships, why you should get into them and why they're awesome. All coming up.
Doesn't matter if you have 1%, 150%, or even more. It doesn't matter. You're an owner.
Peace and Justice. Lifetime. He sired over 60% winners from starters and nearly 40% 2-year-old winners from starters. His runners have won or placed in nearly 40% of their starts, with average earnings per starter well above his stud fee. In 2022, his progeny won at 14 racetracks in 10 states. Peace and Justice, standing at Blackstone Farm, PA.
Chapman Ford of Philadelphia is the #1 volume Ford dealer in the Philadelphia region. Again! And we've got new EcoSport, Escape, Explorer, Bronco Sport, and even F-150 inventory, all here and more on the way. And right now, you can lease a new Escape for just $329 a month. Only $329 a month for a new Escape. Or lease a new Explorer for only $399 a month. Just $399 a month for a new Explorer. Chapman Ford of Philadelphia, the #1 volume Ford dealer in the Philadelphia region.
The Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association is the advocate for Parks Racing's horsemen and has worked hard to secure better lives for the hundreds of trainers and their families that work in the thoroughbred racing industry. Our horsemen benefit from medical coverage, trainer pension plans, and increased purses. Thanks to these horsemen, racing at Parks is the very best, providing entertainment for you and the entire family. The Pennsylvania Horsemen are proud to be part of the community and introduce a new generation of fans to the sport of kings.
If you want action and you want it now, you got to get the new Parks Racing mobile app. Wager and watch thoroughbred and harness racing from around the world. With the Parks Racing mobile app, it's easy to open and fund your account. Then place your wagers and cheer on your horse as they thunder down the stretch. With the Parks Racing mobile app, you'll easily make withdrawal requests, view the previous day's replays and results. Plus, open any new account now and you'll be automatically enrolled in the Parks Rewards program. The more you wager, the more you earn. Get the new Parks Racing mobile app and get in on the action. Welcome back to Let's Go Racing, and our very own Bruce Casella did this great feature on racehorse partnerships, and I think they're really important for the game for a number of reasons. It's a great way to learn about the sport, see if you want to invest in it, and also you do it with your friends.
Yeah, and way back when, Cott Campbell was really the guy who got this started way back when, but more recently, think about this, Flightline, right? West Point Thoroughbreds bought Flightline at the sales for $1 million and immediately had partners. Of course, West Point Thoroughbreds is a partnership run by Terry Finley, so that's a higher level than most, but still a level.
Yeah, and that's how I got into it. My mom was in a partnership with doctors at her work, and she ended up buying them out, and that's how we got involved with horse racing. So there you go.
Here you are with your own TV show.
Here I am. Here's our great feature on partnerships.
Have you ever dreamed what it would be like to stand in the winner's circle as an owner of a beautiful thoroughbred? Owning a racehorse is expensive, but there are ways to experience ownership without all the expense.
Inside Angel Food.
Meet Bob Hutt. He's the president and CEO of Uptown Charlie Brown Stud.
This is where it all starts, right here.
Bob and his team specialize in giving everyone the opportunity to become an owner at an affordable cost.
It's been a labor of love for me in that not only do I know the partners, but I know their wives, husbands, parents, grandparents, children, and it's a lot of fun. Not only do we own racehorses, we share a passion for horses. We've all become friends, and I just want to say thank you all for being here. And
welcome, everyone. Enjoy your evening.
Uptown Charlie Brown Stud isn't the only partnership at Parks Racing. Parks Hall of Fame trainer Kate DeMassey owns Pewter Stable, and she too loves to help new owners get into the game.
Well, I think they're the best way for somebody to get into the business, that especially if they haven't been in the business, and you can defray your costs.
One of Kate's partnership horses is Winning Time. This 3-year-old is one of the top horses at Parks, winning the prestigious Pennsylvania Nursery Stakes. There is no telling how good this horse will be. This is the same race that the great Smarty Jones won on the way to the Kentucky Derby.
Winning Time, Gordian Knot on the outside, a big run from Vison. Winning Time, Vison is flying. Winning Time.
Racing partnerships can also be very social. Rob and Kathy Jagu are longtime owners with Uptown Charlie Brown Stud. Both are going through terrible illnesses, but to Rob and Kathy, their racing partnership means the world to them. In fact, they credit Bob and his team for helping keep Rob alive.
To see these two guys, it really brings me to tears for you guys' generosity and everything. They've been wonderful to me. I've been around for about 12 years now with UTCB.
Two wonderful, highly intelligent human beings who have had the worst breaks in life. We named a horse after him, birthday bond Rob, and I told him he can't go anywhere until that horse wins, and I've told my trainer, Eddie Coletti, to go as slow as he can, and hopefully we can start this horse when he's 10 years old, because that'll mean Rob is still with us.
You know, people come, they enjoy the day, especially when they come out to Florida. You know, we have a good time. Bob does a great job with the dinner. We get to sit and socialize with the people, and when we go see the horses train in the morning and the yearlings here at Irene's, it's just a great, it makes it like, you know, everybody gets together once, twice a year, and it just becomes family oriented.
I enjoy every minute of it, right from watching the horses when they finally grow up, we get into the racetrack, watch them run, but I get just as much enjoyment as coming down to Florida, watching them as yearlings, 2-year-olds, watch them develop and eventually turn into racehorses. It's therapeutic.
It's my favorite animal, and to see somebody that's invested in the animal the way I feel,
and it's willing, puts the animal first before everything else. That was one of the things that really struck home with me.
Doesn't matter if you have 1%, 150%, or even more. It doesn't matter. You're an owner and you're being treated as the owner, as if you would own your own horse. And it's great to be with all the people in the winner's circle. We win together, we lose together.
Partnerships are great for people who want to get into the business, meet new friends, come out and cheer each other's horses on, and not have the expense of having a horse all by yourself with all those expenses.
So the next time you see happy people cheering in the winner's circle, they could very well be part of a racing partnership, each experiencing the thrill of victory at just a fraction of the cost. Bruce Casella for Let's Go Racing.
Well, let's get to some national races. We're going to head down 95 to Laurel Park. It's a $75,000 Not for Love Stakes going 6 furlongs. And our favorite is Eastern Bay. We've seen them run here right at Parks.
Yeah, most recently won the General Georgia Grade 3, ran a really good fourth at the Tom Fool $1 Million Earner, Eastern Bay.
And the little Bay Breezy Gus takes second choice for RC. Josue RC, a trainer right here at Parks.
Yeah, Josue, jockey turned trainer. He's only been training for about 2 years, trying to win his first stakes race.
Here's the call of the Not for Love.
Heading over the far turn, Kenny had an Ocean, Coastal Mission on the inside. Arden's Lucky to Be's coming to the 2-path now, and they're followed by Karen's Notion on the chase out 3 wide. Eastern Bay trying to improve on the inside, now within 3 of the front, and Breezy Gus is 3 wide around the far turn. Wide open affair with 3 furlongs left to go. Brilliant Ice is trailing the field. Racing midway in the turn, Coastal Mission slipping through down to the inside. Kenny had a Notion. Battles in between horses as they reach the top of the stretch. Arden's Lucky to Be's trying to stay, but drops back a little bit. Eastern Bay is down inside, going to switch to the outside. The red blinkers of Eastern Bay trying to push on through in between horses. On the outside, Breezy Gust is right there too. 4 chances with a furlong left to go. Breezy Gust trying to get by. Kenny had a Notion. Breezy Gust on the outside. Kenny had a Notion trying to dig down to the inside. Breezy Gust!
And Breezy Gust gets the win, giving Josue RC his first stakes win. Actually went to the barn the day before, and he was feeling confident, but the horse looked really good. He was sitting on a big race, so congratulations to them.
Yeah, for sure. $15,000 claim, Danny, back in June of last year, and the horse ran well a couple times. Then Jose put blinkers on, and he said, you know what, that was a mistake. Took the blinkers off a couple races ago, and the horse was going, whoa, this is back to the horse's great form of a couple of years ago. And you and I did a story with Josue a couple of years ago when he had Malibu Mint, won the Princess Rooney in Grade 1 as a jockey. That's a great backstory there. And I asked him, I said, look, what's more better for you, jockey or trainer? Said absolutely as a trainer, and I wrote about it this week on letsgoracingparks.com.
Oh yeah, he's having a lot of fun, a lot of tears, happy tears for him, of course. And Breezy Gush is really coming into his own. A nice 6-year-old. We'll get to watch him here all summer. And shout out to my friend Michael Ansbach, who bred him and is having a lot of fun. Follow him now as well.
Another good PA bred. Claim for $15,000, has won $155,000 since then. So that's a good return on investment.
Let's get one of those. Well, let's keep it going. We're going out to Oak Lawn Park. It's the Grade 3 Essex Handicap, $500,000 going a mile and 16th. This is for our older division, some really nice horses. And Last Samurai is the favorite for the coach, Dwayne Lucas.
Yeah, off the Razorback win. Wasn't particularly good in the Pegasus World Cup, but just come back really good at Oak Lawn Park.
And Classic Causeway going back to the dirt. We've seen him running on the turf for Kenny McPeak and Flavian Pratt out to ride him.
Right, he was a Derby player last year, won the Tampa Bay Derby, then was no good at all in the Florida Derby or in the Kentucky Derby to the grass. And now Kenny's saying, hey, you know what? He has some back paper on dirt. Let's try it again.
Fun fact, the hotel that we stayed at, one of the owners of Classic Causeway stayed at our hotel. I met him in the elevator on Derby Day.
There you go.
Here's the call of the Essex.
And there is Last Samurai, the favorite, 4th on the outside and well positioned. The bright gray silver Prospector, 5th on the inside. Rated R Superstar is next in 6th. Necker Island is awkward in between horses. Outside of him is Tawny Port. And Call Me Fast on the inside is trailing the field as they move up the backstretch in the Essex. It's Classic Causeway, Flavian Pratt with the lead by a length. Forza de Oro chasing right to the outside. And Last Samurai with a forward position on the outside. Back to the inside, Vittorio. Then comes Rated R Superstar. He's 5th into the far turn. Just outside of Silver Prospector, the back end of the field are Necker Island, Call Me Fast, and Tawny Port. 3 furlongs to the finish. And Classic Causeway has been carving out the pace. Vittorio has been a chasing second. Forza de Oro under vigorous urging. Outside of him is Last Samurai. He's catching a wide journey, but now Last Samurai is engaging for Christian Torres on the outside. A quarter of a mile to go. Last Samurai looms up on the outside of Classic Causeway. These two go head and head. Last Samurai the outside. Classic Causeway tries to fight back as Last Samurai puts a neck in front. Classic Causeway is racing in second. As they come to the finish, Last Samurai. He's going to win another stakes race in a row. He takes it a length and a half.
Last Samurai getting the win, and trainer Dwayne Lucas said this race will be won in the first turn, and had to love where Christian Torres had him placed. Just that nice stalking trip right off the speed, and what a gritty effort.
Look, Wayne's background is in quarter horse racing. He never forgot it. He's always been a trainer who likes to get his horses into the race. Last Samurai got in the race. He won the race. He's closing on $2 million.
This is the fastest horse in North America right now. That's what they're saying, and I believe him. Nice on a Malibu Moon.
I'm not saying that, but he's very good.
He's Last Samurai. Keep him in your virtual stable. Well, we're going to go back to Laurel Park. This is for 3-year-olds running in the $100,000 private term stakes, going a mile and 16th. And our favorite is Coffee with Chris, the number 8.
Yeah, Coffee with Chris, decent paper. Most recently won the Miracle Wood at Laurel, which is kind of the prep for this. And this is kind of a prep for the Preakness, if a horse is good enough, maybe to go to the Federico Tessio, then a Preakness.
Yep, we'll see that route for sure. And how great is Nate? Takes second choice for our friend Andy Simoff. JD Acosta looking to stay on this time at the break.
Yeah, obviously lost all chance in the Gotham when JD unfortunately fell off at the start. Had been undefeated in 4 starts prior to that, including the Future Stars here at Parks.
Here's track announcer Dave Rodman with the call to private terms.
Good start for How Great Is Nate. Coffee with Chris was just a beat slow, is moving up on the far outside, moving along into third position as they move round that first turn run here at Laurel Park and in between horses. Hayes Strike is now taken back in fourth. Into the outside is Riccio racing in fifth position. Feeling Woozy's a handful down there, had to steady just a little bit, and Circling Drain second to last, and Marty's Magic trailing the field. Only 6-7 lengths will cover the field. Not much pace on. Register slows it down. Register from Coffee with Chris, the lead 3 parts of a length. And How Great Is Nate kept close right there in third position, looking for an opening in between horses to try to move on through as they race down the backstretch run. And here's Hayes Strike a close fourth. The inside Feeling Woozy's a bit more settled down. Riccio racing on the outside. Circling the Drain is up against a slow pace as they head on for the far turn run, but beginning to move forward just a bit, and trailing the field is Marty's Magic as Register leads the way. Register, Coffee with Chris, and How Great Is Nate in between horses. 3 of them battle on right across the track into the far turn run. And Hayes Strike is fourth and has run now. Here comes Hayes Strike after a run with 3 furlongs left to go. Circling the Drain, Feeling Woozy. Riccio driven along, and trailing the field is Marty's Magic. They're at the top of the stretch. Coffee with Chris. Coffee with Chris and Hayes Strike on the outside of the attack. Register is in third. Circling the Drain begins to move up in between horses. And How Great Is Nate tiring just a bit. 3/16 left to go. And on the outside, Hayes Strike strikes the front. Coffee with Chris willing to give that one a battle. Just a neck behind with 1/8 of a mile left to go. It's Hayes Strike, Coffee with Chris. Hayes Strike kicking Coffee with Chris. Hayes Strike. Hayes Strike in the private term stakes to win.
And Hayes Strike gets the win. And if you look at it, it really makes sense. He went off at 8-1, but he's been running against some really tough company like Instant Coffee for Brad Cox and 2 Phils.
No, it's a good point. In his last race, you could probably put a line through it. It was on the Tapeta at Turfway. And he's a son of Connect, the PA Derby winner, and you gotta love our man Kenny McPeak raiding the Maryland tracks to get the money.
He is, and he's Triple Crown nominated, so could see him taking that big step forward. Well, we're gonna head to another break. When we come back, we have our Jockey and Trainer of the Week. It is a hot combination for you, and race recap all coming up on the other side of this break.
Turning for Home is a nonprofit that has provided nearly 2,800 former racehorses with a safe retirement. The program was created through the foresight of the Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association.
We all love animals, and to give back to something that helps us so much, it's a great thing.
Responding to the need for a better system that addressed the uncertain future for the retiring equine population at Parks Racing, the PTHA rallied horsemen to support the program.
These horses can do anything from hunter jumping jumpers to Western to therapeutic riding.
Turning for Home became the first on-track retirement program at our year-round racetrack.
We want to make sure that our horses that have run so well for us over the years get the great opportunity to get a new vocation.
Out of everything that we've done in Pennsylvania for racing, I think that's the thing we can be most proud of.
If you would like to help these amazing animals find a great second career and forever home, please give us a call or contact us at turningforhome.org.
Welcome back to Let's Go Racing. Our jockey and trainer is brought to you by Turning for Home, our racehorse retirement program. And we have a hot combo for our jockey trainer of the week. Jockey Anthony Nunez teamed up with trainer Ed Coletti for a double win day, and everything they touch is gold right now.
Anthony, very well done. And of course, Ed, one of the board of directors of the PTHA and one of our good buddies here at the track.
He sure is. And we want to give a shout out to RC too as well, kind of a co-trainer of the week for getting his first stakes win.
There you go.
Hats off to him.
My man, RC, he's getting it done.
He is. Well, let's get into some race recap. Back at Oaklawn Park is the Grade 3 Whitmore Stakes. $200,000 going 6 furlongs, and Teano Twist is sitting a nice trip there for Chris Hartman.
Yeah, from way, way back for Chris Hartman. I mean, you couldn't get any farther back, and this horse is just going to come rolling down the stretch and win this thing by a length and a half at the finish, and a 101 buyer, a career top for Teano Twist.
Yeah, the pace kind of collapsed there, and Teano Twist comes rolling at the end. Let's head to Laurel Park. It's the Beyond the Wire Stakes. This is for our 3-year-old fillies. It's that one-turn mile, $100,000, and we have Cairo Sugar in there from Parks, but she's not going to get the win.
No, she's not going to get it done. She's in the hunt, the 7-horse, but sort of fades sort of in, and it's all about Lady Lowry, the 3, who's been there the whole way. And draw win this thing by 3.5 lengths, 3 lengths at the wire.
Yeah, nice to see her get a win on the dirt. Last win was on the synthetic track, but she's one to look out for, improving for sure. And we're going to stay at Laurel Park. It's the Harrison E. Johnson Memorial Stakes, another one-turn mile, $100,000, and a couple of familiar names in here.
Yeah, speaking of hot horses, that Nimitz class, the 5. Most recently won the Manfuso, then won the John Campbell. A couple horses that we know from around here, but it's all about Nimitz class. Just loose on the lead and gone.
Yeah.
PA Bred wins this thing by 6, is now 8 of 14 lifetime.
Real classy horse by Sire Munnings, and I'm a huge fan of Sire Munnings. He throws some runners. Well, it's time for Eye on Racing, and it is a big day. Dubai World Cup Day.
Dubai World Cup, called by our buddy Larry Colmus for the first time. He's over in Dubai to call it, and we'll see if Baffert can win it 2 years in a row.
We had dinner with Larry Colmus out in Kentucky.
We did. When Danny, our first night in town, we went to Pat's Steaks, but Pat's Steaks with knives and forks, all right? Not just hands, not South Philly Pat's Steaks. And the key ingredient is at the end of the day, you get some Derby pie.
Ooh.
But yeah, it was a cast. It was like the Last Supper this year. We had a cast of
so
like
good.
a dozen or more at Pat's Steaks, and Larry was one of the guests.
Obviously a dinner I will never forget. And also going around the country, Fairgrounds has their big day, Louisiana Derby and the Fairground Oaks. We haven't been overly impressed with their prep races though.
Not yet, but our good friend Trish Bowman will be in attendance this weekend going to the Louisiana Derby. Her second visit to Fairgrounds this winter. She's getting around before she heads back to Indiana for her second year as a steward.
She's going to go back to her duties being a steward. Hi Trish, have fun at the Fairgrounds, and also the Jeff Ruby Stakes and the Bourbonette Oaks out at Turfway Park. So the Kentucky Derby and the Oaks will get a little more narrow as far as choices are as each weekend goes.
No question about it.
We're going to head to our final break, but when we come back, Dick and I are going to preview we certainly are, all coming up after this break.
Racehorses are pampered,
treated with care, and loved.
Nothing is more important than their health and their safety.
We do right by them,
and they do right by us.
the hard-working folks
Who proudly earn our living.
In Pennsylvania's horse racing,
and breeding industries.
Horse racing is a lot of fun.
but it's so much more.
It provides tens of thousands of jobs.
Jobs and billions in economic impact each year.
All across the Commonwealth.
Horse racing in Pennsylvania. It's a winner.
If you want action and you want it now, you got to get the new Parks Racing mobile app. Wager and watch thoroughbred and harness racing from around the world. With the Parks Racing mobile app, it's easy to open and fund your account. Then place your wagers and cheer on your horse as they thunder down the stretch. With the Parks Racing mobile app, you'll easily make withdrawal requests, view the previous day's replays and results. Plus, open any new account now and you'll be automatically enrolled in the Parks Rewards program. The more you wager, the more you earn. Get the new Parks Racing mobile app and get in on the action.
Peace and Justice. Lifetime, he sired over 60% winners from starters and nearly 40% two-year-old winners from starters. His runners have won or placed in nearly 40% of their starts, with average earnings per starter well above his stud fee. In 2022, his progeny won at 14 racetracks in 10 states. Peace and Justice, standing at Blackstone Farm, PA.
Chapman Ford of Philadelphia is the #1 volume Ford dealer in the Philadelphia region. Again! And we've got new EcoSport, Escape, Explorer, Bronco Sport, and even F-150 inventory, all here and more on the way. And right now, you can lease a new Escape for just $329 a month. Only $329 a month for a new Escape. Or lease a new Explorer for only $399 a month. Just $399 a month for a new Explorer. Chapman Ford of Philadelphia, the #1 volume Ford dealer in the Philadelphia region.
Did you know absolutely no taxpayer dollars support the Pennsylvania horse racing industry? In fact, racing generates $1.6 billion that pays taxes, creates jobs, and more, right here in Pennsylvania.
Welcome back to Let's Go Racing. If you're wondering where we got these great sweatshirts, well, it's our friends with Capo Kane, Lenny Liberto, and Tony Como, and Capo standing at Bonner Hill Farms. And of course, he won the Jerome Stakes.
He did win the Jerome, looked good doing it, and is really well bred, as you pointed out to me, Danny. Hopefully he'll have a successful career as a stallion in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, he's by Street Sense, who won the Kentucky Derby with Calvin Beau Rail out of a hard-spun mare. So that is some serious breeding. Really look forward to seeing his babies right here at Parks.
Absolutely. Danny, the 2023 stake schedule here at Parks has been released. We're talking 31 stakes races in 2023, $6 million in purses. Of course, the $1 million Cotillion, $1 million PA Derby on September 23rd. That particular day, $3.65 million in stakes races. The Gallant Bob is up to $400,000. Turf Monster $250,000. The Greenwood Cup $200,000. Parks Dirt Mile for $300,000. That's it. The spring stakes schedule starts on April 24th with the Paige McKinney. Should be another great year of stakes races here at Parks.
Oh, can't wait. And can't wait to see all the star-studded horses that come out here and just make it so fun to watch and bet here at
last
Parks.
year we had our best PA Derby field ever. Let's see if we can do it again.
Yeah, let's do it again. All right, well, let's make you some money. We're going to take a look at Monday's 9th race, and this is going to be a good race. It's an allowance race with a big pot, $62,000. We're going to go 6.5 furlongs. I'm going to go first. I like the #1, Prince of Rain, coming off a nice second place effort in the Washington Crossing Stakes. Angel Rodriguez will give them a nice aggressive ride. They're going to shorten them up, but I like it, and I think we're going to get good odds on them as well.
Yeah, a number of obviously well-known horses around here. Dreams Untold, Yodelay, E-A-Who, or whatever
Always
it is. I can never say that right. But I'm a Barron fan. I always have been. I thought he got a rough trip last time, Matt. I think he'll run well because he always does. I like Barron.
Barron, a.k.a. Pooh Bear, as he's known in the barn. Well, that wraps it up for Let's Go Racing, but come hang with us at the track. We're here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Post time is still 12:50. It will be changing eventually. Hope you had a great show. We certainly did. We'll see you next week.
And they're off. Skippy Longstocking has early speed. We the people from in between horses. Taba has got the lead now. It's Taba in the center of the racetrack, but Taba is growing away. And Taba with Mike Smith, they win the Bet Parks Pennsylvania Derby.